Burger King in 2006 was on another level of Chad. Burger King in 2006 stepped into the video game sphere. They released 3 of their own Burger King branded video games. The first 2, we're not going to focus on too much in this video. Those are Big Bumpin' and Pocket Bike Racer, just fun random kart racers, party game, Big Bumpin'. And then the third one, which is the most popular one, Sneak King. Sneak King itself is just a weird concept. The idea that you play as the Burger King, delivering food to people, but here's the catch. They're not supposed to see you, hence the word sneak. You're supposed to sneak around behind people that are hungry, but they can't hear you or see you, or they won't be hungry anymore. But they're starving until they see you. Now this game, once again, weird concept. It actually gained a decent amount of virality over the last 10 years. It's garnered a ton of views just because of the absurdity of it. Like, Burger King made a video game about delivering food sneakily, and I thought that was weird as well. But I did some extra digging, and I learned that this game actually has a very small speedrunning community. This game has a few different categories, mainly 50%, beating half the game as fast as possible, beating the first level as fast as possible, and the one I got interested in, the 100% category. And why was I interested in it? Because it was completely empty, which means I had no competition, and I could just easily get a 100% speedrun world record on a Burger King video game. Well, at least I thought it was going to be easy. This game is poorly coded, it's not very fun, and honestly, this was one of the hardest things of my entire life, just in a mental capacity. And I'll explain a little more why. But first, let's get into my speedrun of Sneak King, the Burger King video game. You might be wondering, why has nobody completed a 100% run before? That's because this game is incredibly tedious. But also, in order to complete a 100% speed run, you have to unlock the Sneak King suit, which very simply is unlocked after you complete every challenge in the game. And there's 80 challenges, which might sound like a lot, but it's actually not too bad. But the reason no one completed it is in the past, it actually was thought that you had to complete every single challenge, but also get the highest ranking, which is super RNG based, and you could spend up to 20 hours on a speedrun like that. And so, just a few years ago, they found out you actually don't need to complete every challenge on an A rank, you just have to complete every challenge, which brought the speedrun from 20 hours to 5 hours, but by that point, no one was playing the game anymore. No, the only person who was still consistently running this game, his name is Kefka. He's really nice, he's in the Discord, and if you're interested in playing this game, he will happily show you the ropes. But let's get into the actual video game and the speed run of Sneak King, the Burger King video game. Level 1, you start off in the sawmill, and I felt pretty good. I had actually played through the sawmill just for my practice, and actually found some useful techniques. There's kind of a pattern of who gets hungry and when they get hungry, and if you get the right people at the right time, it makes things go just a little bit faster. Most of the missions in this game are very straightforward. Deliver food to someone that's hungry. Others, however, you don't just deliver the food, you actually have to give them a show as well. And this is from the Flourish meter. When you surprise someone with some Burger King, a meter pops up kind of like a skill check, with a meter going from 1 to 3. When you hit 1 on the meter, he kind of just says, peace out, enjoy your food, and when you hit 3, he does a 15-second unskippable dance. But it also gives you an extra multiplier on your score, and gets you more points per person that you feed. Because of that, some of the missions require that you hit a 3, which is okay, it's not hard to hit, it's just annoying because this dance, although insanely dope, gets old after about 10 times. And I will have to watch this about 100 times in this run. It just wastes a lot of time. Now, every level in Sneak King ends with the same final challenge. Once again, there's 20 challenges in every level, and the 20th challenge in most of the levels, hence most, feed every person in the map without letting any of them pass out from hunger. Honestly, in the sawmill, it's not too bad. When someone is hungry, you have about 30 seconds to get to them and surprise them with food. And the pattern to feed the people is actually pretty forgiving. Everyone seems to be close to one another, it doesn't feel like I'm jumping from place to place, it all feels pretty connected. But that is not how every level goes, apparently. Regardless, the sawmill ends pretty quickly in about 40 minutes. The next level in this game may have been created by literal Satan's butthole. This is the cul-de-sac. It's a lot more technical of a level, and what I mean by that is it sucks major cheeks. Now let me explain. In the sawmill, the main type of mission is feeding however many people they ask you to in the time limit. In the cul-de-sac, it's similar, but they add a new mechanic. If they ask you to feed 5 people, they will give you an inventory of 5 burgers, and you can't waste a burger, which makes sense, I guess, but the way they do it is completely brain dead. The way you quote-unquote lose a burger is by pressing the A button. That's it. When you're in range of someone who is hungry, it will tell you to press A, and that's how you feed them. Normally, I like to spam A when I'm right outside of reaching a person, so that as soon as I'm in the range to feed them, they can get fed. And I do this because this is a quote-unquote speed run. I am aiming to do it somewhat quickly. But if I press A any earlier, even a frame early, I will lose an inventory and automatically lose the mission. It doesn't make the game more challenging, just more frustrating. I feel like every time they attempt to change up this game to make it more fun, unquote, they do something like this, and it just makes me want to stop playing. But that is still not the worst thing about the cul-de-sac. The worst thing, by far, is the last mission. So similar to the sawmill, the 20th challenge on this level is to feed 20 people without letting anybody starve. Now I am convinced that this challenge is glitched, because it adds an extra element to this already tedious challenge. I can't be seen or heard by anybody, even if they're not hungry. The reason this is frustrating is because the grand finale of the game is this exact challenge. For example, Level 1, Challenge 20, feed 20 people, don't let anyone starve. Level 3, Challenge 20, feed 20 people, don't let anyone starve. Level 4, Challenge 19, feed 20 people, don't let anyone starve. Now you may notice that for Level 4, I said Challenge 19, because Challenge 20 of Level 4 is the grand finale. It is the final mission of the game, and they wanted to do something special. You want to know what they did? Level 4, Challenge 20. Feed 20 people and don't let anyone starve, and also don't be seen or heard by anybody. And it's very clear in the description you are not supposed to be seen by anybody. So tell me why Level 2 Challenge 20 is worded the same as Level 1 Challenge 20, Level 3 Challenge 20, and Level 4 Challenge 19, but if I am seen or heard by anybody, it automatically fails the challenge. Now this wouldn't matter at all, but Level 2 has terrible pathing. Compared to Sawmill, which is when someone was hungry, it's always the closest person to them that was the next hungry person, but on Level 2, it will make someone hungry on one side of the map, and the next person you have to feed without letting them starve will be on the complete other side of the map in a different backyard. In certain skips from one person to the next, you only have about a 2-second window that you can make it, because it was designed to let you sprint, but the glitch makes it so you have to walk almost the entire time so nobody hears you or sees you. Gosh. No! Oh, I hate this. I hate this level. I hate this challenge so much. So I failed this challenge multiple times, and finally over an hour and 10 minutes in the cul-de-sac, I was done with all 20 missions. We did it! But this was not my only hitch that I ran into playing this game. At the time, I had a 7-month-old son, and see, normally in speedruns, you aim to be as fast as possible with no breaks, but my 7-month-old son started crying in his crib, and I had to keep my timer running as I went upstairs to rock him back to sleep. Hey, speedrun moderator, I'm gonna go rock my son to sleep. I hope that's not illegal. So after a 10-minute time loss, we were back in it, and we went to Level 3, the construction site. In terms of gameplay, there's not too many things I hated about Level 3, the construction site, but there were some things that were a bit frustrating, kind of just more annoying, and that was the fact that this level has 5 separate moving pieces, all of which reset every time you complete a mission. Things like knocking a pillar down, pushing a tube down a ramp, stuff like that once again, every time you complete a mission, will go back to its original spot. So you just have to watch the cutscene of him pushing them over. But the things I did like about this is it actually was a bit different in terms of the missions it offered. My favorite being feeding someone in every state of hunger. Green, yellow, orange, red, and then blinking red, which is they are about to pass out. And another one I kind of enjoyed was climbing up the flourish meter, doing a level 1 feed, a level 2 feed, and then a level 3. Just more variation, and I felt like I gained a second wind and actually liked playing the game again after my hatred for level 2. This is the moment I realized that level 2 messed me up. Jenkins, dude. I don't know why the cul-de-sac level, if you get seen in this challenge, you lose. But this one,
We don't have to worry about that. That's actually so clutch. We can sprint the whole time.
Meshed with my bones, messed with my body, and messed with my mental state. It was just glitched and it sucked for no reason. So level 3, I was able to complete all 20 missions a lot more quickly than I expected, and I was leaving the construction site at 3 hours and 30 minutes. And finally, a glimmer of hope in what has been a dark, dark day, the city. Level 4, the city, the final level of Sneak King. The level that, in all honesty, made me almost give up and quit on the verge of a world record. This is by far the most insane, frustrating level of any video game I have ever played. This level adds a new feature. People, or NPCs, can walk into buildings, which wouldn't be an issue, but they're not always pathed to walk out quickly. Usually the people walking into the buildings are the ones who are hungry, and sometimes they just choose to stay in the buildings. And normally, once again, that wouldn't be an issue, until the final mission of the game. This level, the same as the others, has 20 missions. Mission 19 is the same as the final mission in the other levels. Feed everyone on the map without letting anyone starve, and once again, it's okay if I sprint, and can be seen. But Mission 20 adds that extra layer, the same layer that is glitched into Cul-de-sac. Mission 2. You cannot be seen. The final mission of the whole game, the grand finale, is the same final mission of level 2, which, whatever, it's tedious, but it's doable, right? I've done it before. Well, technically right. But if you recall, this level adds an additional layer. People walking indoors. The first 18 missions this game are very simple, but 19, little harder, and 20, I spent over an hour and a half on this one mission. Mission 80 of 80, because of one stupid, moronic, dumb, trash NPC. We will now know them as NPC number 11. The final missions of every level will have the same pattern. You feed one person, then the next person gets hungry, and you have to get to them before they starve. Easy enough. But I quickly learned that NPC 11 goes down a set of stairs around the time that she gets hungry, and the animation for this takes about 30 seconds, which means the entire time she's hungry, she cannot be reached or fed, meaning she starves and she dies and we lose, having to restart the mission.
Dude, it's glitched. It's freaking glitched, bro. It's freaking glitched, bro.
Now, how do we get past this? Well, a mission that relies on speed, the answer was apparently very simple, but I didn't see it for over an hour. Play worse. Go slower. And it took me way too long to realize this. Mind you, the challenge itself is already hard. They already put people that are hungry far away from one another, so you want to sprint, but if you sprint, you get seen. So I had to find a pattern, and I finally found it. On NPCs number 8, 9, and 10, I have to get to them quickly so I can feed them closer to the end of their hunger meter so that NPC 11 is done walking up the stairs by the time she is hungry. And finally, I was able to feed her just before she passed out, making the rest of the NPCs actually doable. This game is terribly developed, terribly programmed. They did not think to make the NPCs accessible while they are hungry. But finally, after 5 hours and 52 minutes, I fed NPC number 20, the final NPC.
Holy crap. All right. Continue. Quit to menu. Help and options. Play in the sneaking suit. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. 5 hours, 52 minutes, 30 seconds. Holy crap. Oh, I'm shaking. I'm sweaty. I'm stinky. I'm done. Holy crap. World record, baby. F this game. This game sucks. Genuinely. It's programmed awfully. It's not fun. I hate it. And I'm out. I'm donezo.